Cliff, what's going on? What you doing?
I'm reading this email from Black Crown Comics. I asked to be a guest host. I don't know what's going on. Dear Cliff on Comics, first off, happy early birthday. January is a time for celebration, reflection, and apparently co-host request. Unfortunately, we won't be able to honor your noble bid to co-host during your birthday month. Trust me, this decision was made with the same level of pain and deleting comics from our pull list. As we launch our upcoming series of shows, we had to make room for a wide and weirdly reoccurring cast of guest co-hosts, including but not limited to Paul in the 619, Pacino Collects, Paperweight Comics, Chia Pet, Pacino Collects Again, Travis Millsaps, Dr. Yo-Yo, Infamous Jeb, Dan De La Torre, Pacino Collects Again, Chia Pet Again, Infamous Jeb again, Travis Millsaps, The Guy Won't Leave, Chia Pet, This Guy Also Won't Leave, Pacino Collects, Yes Again, Love for Comics, and of course the triumphant return of Infamous Jeb. We're basically hosting the multiverse of co-hosts at this point. That said, we'd love to collaborate sometime down the road. Much love and comic chaos, Black Crown Comics.
Do you think they'll ever ask you back?
I guess if they go through this entire list of hosts.
Hey yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 88 of the weekly comic wrap up, the show where we run through the FOC selections of the week selected by Lefteros. We bring you the market report, showing you some books that sold on the aftermarket, and of course, we top it off with some hot topics. And again, we're gonna keep it spicy. Now, I need to speak to whoever wrote that email because by no means would I forbid Cliff from staying away that long, but I did get carried away with some reoccurring guests like Chia, and I apologize, guys. Chia is just always available, but welcome. Of course, we have a lot to discuss. C2E2 just wrapped up. Now, guys, I don't know if you saw 350 exclusives available for C2E2, and I want to have this big discussion with Cliff and of course you guys in the chat. If anybody wants to join in on the conversation, feel free. It's a big topic, and I think there's a lot to unpack clearly with 350 exclusives. Now, before we kick off the show, I also want to remind everybody we have a monstrous giveaway taking place within the month of April. So we're going to be giving away this Transformers issue 13 in a CGC 9.9, this beautiful Megatron cover. I love this so much, but there will also be, and I just got this news, so I'm going to share it with you. There's going to be more added to this giveaway, and I cannot reveal what that is going to be up until the moment the giveaway takes place. So it's going to be a surprise. Hang tight, guys. You might want to be here for the lives, because once we go live for the giveaways, you might be blown away by what you also have a chance to win besides this Transformers 13 in a CGC 9.9. As if that wasn't enough. Yeah, you guys are so lucky. He's so lucky. But anyways, let's kick off the show. The guy's been waiting. He's been waiting for like 7 months. How could we do this to him? Let's bring him in, guys. Cliff on Comics. Cliff, what's up, buddy?
Do you know what's almost as astonishing as 350 exclusives? The 6 months that I've been waiting to come back on this show. 6 months, and we're teetering on month 7.
We were very close, but I'm so happy because you actually reached out to me, which is something that I encourage everybody to do, because I'm horrific when it comes to,
so horrific. That. How about when I gave you the replay of my old messages where I was like, do you see here where I say, hey, my birthday month is almost over? I was like, do you see this one? Oh, wait, there was the one I didn't send you. I almost sent you one that said, hey, it's like, I don't know if you ever want to have me on again. And instead, I chickened out and I just said, come on my show. And then on my show, I was like, hey, since you haven't had me on in 5 months.
Yeah, man. And you guys, if you missed it, go check it out over on Cliff's channel. It's in the description of this video. But we actually got to hang out and we went quite an extensive, it was what, maybe 2.5 hours. We did everything from comic.
That was a great drink. That was a great drink. Great cocktail.
I didn't get to make the drink, but I have one tonight. So I hope you have one as well.
I love it. I have water because I work tomorrow. I'm late.
You're right.
I like how Lefteros is like, I just won the bet. I called Cliff is going to blast Black Crown for the first 30 seconds.
Yep. 100%.
You know me well.
It was bound to happen, but I kind of deserved it after the long hiatus. So I'll take that one to the chin. But yeah, man, like I said, we got to hang out, went through tons of things, comic related. So if you guys missed it, go check it out. And that's where we had the revelation that it's been so long. So I said, hey, let's do this again, man. And here we are. So thank you so
Jonathan
much.
Is hilarious.
Sorry?
Jonathan's saying, oh, come on, Cliff, you can go to work shit-faced. I work in a rehab / behavioral health clinic program. Everything about that is instantly getting fired.
Yep. But I mean, it would help you probably get through the day, but
and then the day would end.
Exactly. But like I said, I appreciate you coming on. There's a lot to get through. Chat, I see you all. I appreciate you all. I'm highlighting comments as I'm scrolling through. Every week, the live chat is also part of this.
Hey, Derek, the chalice appears on Comics and Cocktails with Cliff. Go find it.
It's true.
The chalice is there.
Yeah, Derek bringing up the chalice that you guys all caught me drinking out. You know that the next day, I told my wife about that. I said, babe, don't ask me why. You know, it was crunch time. It was about showtime. And I'm like, oh, I need a wine glass to drink out of, right? So I go grab the chalice and I didn't even realize. So I came here, I'm on stream, and as I'm drinking, I'm like, oh dear Lord, I look stupid. What is this? What is this?
Look stupid. I thought it was hilarious.
So yeah, the chalice is now a staple of the show, I guess. So I will have to bring it back. But anyways, yes.
Use it sparingly. Use it sparingly.
Yep, exactly. But
like if you do pimp night, you got to have the pimp cup.
I wonder what pimp night would entail, Cliff. I'm concerned.
Where it's all booby covers. It's all good girls, like one of those, you know.
No, okay. Pimp night might be a thing, bro. We need to talk about this a little further. Yeah. Anyways, no pimp night tonight. Tonight we have FOC, market, and hot topics. So, Cliff, let's kick it off with the FOC. It's been 6 months since I asked you. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Whatever that was, let's go. All right, guys, it's the FOC selections of the week for April 14. Now, again, as I said earlier, these selections are selected by Lefteros. So go show some love. Check him out over on Instagram. You can find him at Lefteros. He's always dropping some great information, knowledge, and you know, if you like any of the books we're discussing tonight and you happen to live in the United States like Cliff, well, you can go and check out comicnation.us. You get an additional 5% off by using discount code Black Crown. Now it's 15% off of the cover price already, but get that additional 5 by using the discount code. And if you're up in Canada like myself, go visit comiclegion.ca. You got 20% off of the order every single week for your FOC books, but if it's your first order, you get an additional 5% off by using discount code ENLIST. Now, it's time we kick off this list, and Cliff, I want to start with the Absolute Universe because we have Absolute Green Lantern issue number 2. This is the cover A, first full appearance of Absolute Albin Sur. Now, issue 1 for me was actually a surprise because I think it's because I went into this with lower expectations. Green Lantern, right? Not entirely my favorite character out of the DC universe, but it was a good first issue. I'll give it a good.
I thought it was a more together first issue than Flash, but
yeah, really. I want to hear more about Flash.
Well, no, Flash was just like I don't know. It was just like, hey, meet Wally. He can run fast, you know? And it was just like, and then like Easter eggs of like what could be, and like I don't know. I want more of a proper intro. This was a bit more of a proper intro, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a good start. Like I said, for the absolute Green Lantern stuff, I'm on board. I'm on board. Here we have issue 2. Now there's other great covers that are available as well. Not right now going to be shown on the list tonight, but definitely check it out over on Previews World, your comic website, comiclegion.ca, comicnation.us, whatever it is. But yes, there's tons of other great things as well. I'm on board. I'm picking up issue 2. Now, speaking Absolute Universe, man, Absolute Superman has been very enjoyable. Here we have issue number 7, the cover A, first full appearance and cover of Absolute Brainiac. I love the cover, by the way. But
they've only been jerking my scrotum for Brainiac for freaking how many months? Like in issue 1, that's clearly Brainiac we're looking at. Yep. And it's just like, maybe, so I'm like, okay, it's finally happening. But yeah, Superman has Wonder Woman's still my number 1 favorite of the Absolute. Superman is right, like neck and neck with her at this point.
So you're putting Absolute Batman where on this scale? Now I'm curious.
Oh, in hell.
No.
Yeah, it's in hell, and then there's a river of poo that comes right over it.
That bad, eh? That bad. My God. I'm actually really enjoying Absolute Batman. Absolute Superman is up there with this, and I agree with you. Absolute Wonder Woman's incredible. So far, everything's been a hit.
I think Martian Manhunter is shockingly really weird in a good way.
I was just gonna say that. Like, the one that really took me by surprise is Absolute Martian Manhunter. Dude, like, that was trippy but good.
Yeah. And the fact that we're learning all about, Lazarus and Ra's al Ghul, whatever we're calling him, in the Absolute world.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, dude, Absolute Superman is just fantastic. Now, guys, you definitely don't want to miss out because, as I said, first full appearance and cover of Absolute Brainiac. But Mr. Dan Panosian doing some amazing things as always. What a wonderful cover for Absolute Superman issue 7. Love this. I had to pick up both, and I did.
Do you know what my favorite thing about this cover is? That it's only cover B. You don't have to jump through a hoop of flame. You don't have to be able to leap taller than a building. No, you just get it. Just get it.
Yeah, I'm happy to see so many people are agreeing here. Like, example, you have Armin from Comic Book Corner, you have Chia Pet. Everyone's saying that they really are enjoying Absolute Superman, and I put it as well at top of the list. Top of the list. I am going 180 though when it comes to Cliff's opinion on Absolute Batman. I love Absolute Batman, so really enjoying all of this great stuff. Now, up next, Poison Ivy issue 33. This is a complete cover grab because the cover C of Poison Ivy, it's a cover by Kyung Eom, and Kyung Eom I think has done the last 3 issues, and like each cover has been a home run in my opinion. Just stunning, dude. The colors, I've noticed, I don't know if it's a trademark thing, something like not a trademark, but something that Kyung Eom does, the blurred background. I've noticed that on several covers.
What I'm noticing here is, do you believe that thick thighs save lives? Because look at this.
Yes.
Like, good Lord. Like, it's a good looking cover, but my God, those are some ladies, women of wrestling power thighs.
Oh, I call those thunder ties. But yeah, dude, that I don't know, man. They're a bit rocky for me, but very nice. Very nice. The cover is stunning. Love this. I'm a big fan so far of Kyung Eom. Everything that Kyung has been doing on DC has been a home run. As I said, we're 3 for 3 when it comes to the Poison Ivy stuff. So love this. Now, up next, this is an interesting one, Cliff. I don't know if you saw this, but Blood and Thunder #1. It's an all-new series set in the near future where Earth has alien species integrated into society in partnership with Robert Kirkman is this title. Now,
yeah, what
I
is
love
that?
the fact that... Sorry?
What's in partnership with Robert Kirkman? Like, what's that mean? How how is this a selling what's the selling point here? What does this mean? Why do you have to be in partnership with Robert Kirkman? Is it because Skybound is part of this? Like, what's happening here?
I'm not too sure exactly.
Like, who would imagine if I had a brand new miniseries and it's like gay aliens come to Earth with their superpowers to show Earthlings a new way of life in partnership with Jeff Johns. You know, Rage and Cum Sewage is #1 is coming to you. Like, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know. Jesus, you're bringing it again. I don't know exactly what the in partnership with Robert Kirkman is exactly.
Like, come on, chat. Y'all. Lefteros says he can explain it. Come on, Lefteros. Kirkman collaborated on this story, but Sereno scripted it. All right. See, that's what I'm talking about. You got one of the best chats ever. They come with the knowledge. I love it. Thank you.
Yeah. So just checking in on this, and basically what Lefteros says. The writer is Benito Sereno, who you may know from his work with Robert Kirkman on Invincible. So they worked together. And yeah, that makes perfect sense. Now, the book looks very interesting. I'm all for this. But one other thing is the 1 in 50 is stunning, and it's by J. Scott Campbell. Love this. Dude, I don't know what it is. Like, the gun blasting, the title, everything about it is badass. The hair flowing seems to be a thing with this character.
Oh, absolutely. But J. Scott Campbell knows how to bring it to the J. Scott Campbell level.
Absolutely.
You know, there's a good looking cover, and then there's J. Scott level caliber sexy cover.
Yeah, dude, this is a really good cover. It's not the typical sexiness that he brings, right? This looks amazing. I really like this cover, man.
Well, I think because he brought sexiness with action. He doesn't usually bring us the sexiness and the action at the same time, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it, man. I feel like we don't get enough action style comics covers. Sorry, by J. Scott Campbell. So I think this one looks amazing. But yes, I agree with Michael Baker. Her hair flows like Spawn's cape, and yeah, it seems like a theme that's going on with the issue 1 covers. So I'm curious if that plays into the story. But moving on from this, we have Grommets issue 7, guys. Grommets is coming to an end, and I'm kind of devastated about that because it's been a really fun read. I've really enjoyed this. Of course, it's the final issue of the 7-part miniseries. Rick Remender, dude. There's this, and there's this amazing 1 in 20 incentive. I love this. I feel like this is paying homage to something. I just don't know what it is.
Your childhood and every fence you ever had to climb?
Yeah, probably. Dude, I saw the cover and I was thinking about, did you ever play Super Mario Bros. On Super Nintendo?
Of course.
You know that level when you're like on the cage and there's the fire going? Yeah. I don't know why I thought of that. Forgive me, guys. It's the loser gamers.
You remember? How about playing as Vega in freaking Street Fighter and having to move all around the cage when you leap onto the cage?
Yeah, dude.
Inspired.
Yeah, I love this. Yeah, Bowser's Castle. I love this cover, the 1 in 20. I'm like I said, I'm sad it's coming to end because I think I remember hearing that, you know, Remender pretty much put this together, and it's kind of like, you know, him, like things that he remembers from his childhood, etc. And it gives me the same vibes, right? Like, obviously I didn't grow up in the 80s. I was born at the end of it. But man, I remember, like, you know, I was in high school. I had a skateboard. I thought I was a skater. And no, not because Avril Lavigne was peaking at the point I was in high school. But
didn't hurt.
Didn't hurt. Yeah, I was a skater boy. But yeah, man, like, it just reminds me of that. I'd be at the corner store with the boys, you know, just acting stupid, hanging out, busting my face, pretending I was a skateboard guy. But yeah, man, I just really enjoyed this, and I'm sad to see it end. I hope we get more out of this afterwards. But anyways,
yeah. Well, you know, someone will always rise up and stir that nostalgia pool once more.
Yeah, absolutely. But moving on from Grommets, guys, Immortal Thor issue 23. This is the main cover. We're getting the first full appearance of Kemmer, the Elder God of Violence. Now, I saw also that issue 23 we're getting the end of this Immortal run as of issue 25. It's coming to a, I don't want to say an abrupt end, but I didn't know it was going to be ending so quickly. Look, I had high hopes, Immortal Hulk. I thought Immortal Thor would have been better. I didn't totally jive with this run.
I don't think anyone totally jived with it, but they jived with all these Alex Ross covers.
Yeah. The Alex Ross covers are great.
Yes, and this one is no exception. This is just this MC Escher Thor in the in the Lost, whatever this is. I just love it. I love it. I love it. Whatever's happening here, I love it. I probably love it more than whatever's going on in the book.
Yeah, no, the covers have been absolutely amazing. But so to be honest with you, the read's not been anything crazy. So I didn't totally jive with it, but just putting it out there that it's also coming to an end as of issue 25. So, yeah, let's see how this comes to close within the next 3 issues. We shall see. All right, moving on. Helverine issue 6, main cover, first full appearance of Hell Hulk. Now,
why is he red?
Yeah, I wonder why. Okay, to begin with, I know some people are for it, some people not entirely enjoying Helverine, which I am. I'm going to be honest. I like it. I like the character.
I very much like the character. Bisexual representation matters.
Fair.
And I'm all about him.
Fair. Yeah, dude. Yeah, exactly. But again, you have the first full appearance of Hell Hulk. Now, Hell Hulk, we got within the last issue. Here we're getting the first full. So if you're digging Helverine and this amazing character, Hell Hulk, that we've just gotten, you might want to pick this up. Dude, very demonic. Clearly straight out of hell. I dig this. Gives me the Hulk 181 vibes on this cover.
I don't know if I'm going into all that. I am still interested. Benjamin Percy has been doing a solid job. So I'm looking forward to the next issue.
Yeah. I see Jeb saying it's not ending, it's changing a bit. I saw an article
that I think that's about Thor.
Sorry?
I think that might have been about Thor.
Yeah, it was about Thor. So just backtracking to the last book, but I saw an article saying that it's coming to end as of issue 25. If that's not the case, then cool.
I also read a similar article, but it could be misleading because you know how it gets.
Yeah, exactly.
I also enjoyed Hell Hunters. Have you read Hell Hunters?
Yeah, dude, Hell Hunters is amazing.
Right? And I'm like, more of this, please, Dude,
I love Hell Hunters, man. I'm all for this, baby. But let's keep it rolling. Since we're talking X-Men, guys, Uncanny X-Men issue 14. This is the animation variant. Gambit and Rogue, Marvel Animation cover depiction, a story by Gail Simone, and this amazing cover. Of course, everybody fell in love with Gambit in the animated X-Men 97 show. And wow, what a demise. What a way to go out. Dude, you know what? I'm not entirely shocked that they're still bringing forth some of these animation variants because I feel like X-Men 97 was really that good.
Yeah, no, it was that good. And I'm pretty sure season 2 is around the corner. So why not tug at us with a variant?
Yeah, exactly. And I'd like to think they're aiming to drop it. I think it's end of 2026, the next season. So if that does happen, man, we're in for a good time. Next year's looking great, man. There's a lot of good.
Listen, they just need to get it. They need to stay on it. They got to, they had a really great first year with a lot of internalized controversy, and I hope they don't let that ruin season 2.
Yeah, so I know that Bo DeMeo actually did have most of season 2 pretty much completed,
and they started making changes. Word on the street.
Yeah, we'll see. We
shall see.
Yeah, I have high hopes for the next season because the season we just got was so good. But anyways, you spoke Alex Ross earlier. Now we have several other of the Alex Ross Timeless Heroes variants. Yeah, we got some last week as well. That was over on FOC. But this week we have still some more that are dropping. Now, this slide here, we're showing off 3 different covers for the Alex Ross. One of them being Immortal Thor issue 23, which we just spoke about. The other one is One World Under Doom issue number 4. That is an Alex Ross Timeless as well. And the last one is Thunderbolts Doomstrike issue 4, which all three of them are stunning.
Absolutely.
I went down the rabbit hole with the last one, with like all the drops that they had, and it cost me a pretty penny.
Well, the new one, a lot of sites, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, are doing a package deal. So I just say I recommend that.
Yeah, exactly.
No, comics for kids. Yeah, baby.
Yes.
Bye.
Appreciate John. Thank you, John, for swinging by, man. It's always nice to see you here. But yeah, man. So the Alex Ross Timeless Heroes variants are over on FOC. Now, Pop Kill issue number 3 is also on FOC. And what a surprisingly fun read. Two brothers, Siamese, separated, having competition. Both of them opening up a pop company. And by pop, I don't mean music. I mean the drinks. This is a fun read, man. It's actually good, but these Adam Hughes covers seem to be getting a lot more love than the actual read. And
well, his covers are wildly sexual and the story is wildly violent. I don't know where. I was like, those are usually the top 2 things men enjoy. So there you have it.
Yeah, they spoke to all of us and they knew the way to our hearts. And I'm not going to say anything else.
They didn't get to my heart or my second head. So
okay, so
we're working on it. We're working on it.
But you are enjoying the read, right?
It's interesting. It's enjoyable for what it is. And Jimmy Palmiotti knows how to be. He's talented, you know. And we got Dave Johnson working on it with him. And Dave Johnson obviously also delivers. So it's good chemistry for them. So good job.
Yeah, I love this, man. So I'm totally picking this up. Adam Hughes, like you said, bringing the beautiful, sexy side to the cover, and then you have an amazing story inside. So totally picking this one up. Now, this one, guys, Marvel doing Marvel things. I say this every week, but all new Venom issue number 5 has a 1 in 25 incentive. It is basically that Clayton Crane cover where we saw the all new Venom, Mary Jane on there. And what a surprise. A lot of people were taken back. I gotta say, though, Jeb came on last week on the show and really broke it down in a positive way where he gives some hope to seeing where this goes now with MJ. But whether you're on board or not, for myself, what bothers me about this is, again, Marvel doing Marvel things. That's, surprise variant now being the 1 in 25 incentive for the second printing. I'm actually not surprised that they did this.
I'm not surprised that they did it. It changes nothing about my level of personal horror.
Yeah, I know you're not a fan. And it's okay. Lots of people feeling the same way, so don't worry about it.
There's one homeboy said the cover gave him nightmares. One consistent thing is, for those of us who are longtime Spidey readers, like, MJ has nothing but contempt and worse for symbiotes.
Yep.
Period.
Exactly.
Like, I don't care how fun we're making this story, it does not add up. I don't know. I don't know. When's the last time a dude held you captive half naked and you're like, dude, we gotta go out for beers again?
I mean, I can't think of anybody.
Yeah, it's never happened to you, but I feel like that wouldn't be like a heartwarming experience.
No, at all. But one thing I am enjoying seeing is that Venom himself, the whole the symbiote, is functional without a host, and you see him and MJ operating separately, having discussions, and I think those discussions are going to be fun to see within the story. But otherwise, it is a very strange approach. I guess we have to see where this goes from here on out. But anyways, Marvel doing Marvel things with
the Marvel things.
Yeah, with the second print. Now, here's a nice incentive. G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, issue 316. What? Yeah, you know what I just did there. 1 in 10 incentive. Don Marino negative space variant depiction by Francis Portela. These negative space variants for the ratios have been amazing. I actually picked up the Cobra Commander one, which is it's stunning, dude. Like, I know sometimes some people are not fans of these negative spaces. It feels outdone. But when it's done right, man, it just hits. And I got to say that these have been doing exactly that. They've been hitting. I've been liking these.
It's exactly that. It's about being done right. And this one is uniquely different than many of the others.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great, man.
I'm having trouble with a woman's head on a man's body. Listen, I hate to tell you that there are plenty of women out there who were women at birth and women in the moment. They kind of got that body. Hate to tell you.
Yeah. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. But anyways, moving on from that, LA Strong cover B, guys. I do want to put this out there. This is a very good thing. I love that they're doing this. Basically, LA Strong, the publisher's profits of this book are going to be donated to the 2025 Los Angeles fire relief efforts. Now, cover B released similarly to a second printing. This is coming out a little after the fact of that cover A. So you guys, if you missed out on this, I picked up the first cover A that came out, and you know, it's just a small way of, in exchange for you contributing to this, you get a cool book in return, man. And I think this is great that Mad Cave is doing this.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a great call. I have no qualms with this. No qualms.
Yeah.
You know, every little bit matters.
Absolutely. I think this is just wonderful. So if you guys have the opportunity to pick this up, again, remember that you're doing this and it's going towards a good cause. So I think that's very neat to see, especially coming from, you know, our hobby. This is really cool. I'm appreciative of Mad Cave for doing this. Now, Star Wars Jedi Knights, issue number 3, the 1 in 100 incentive, Qui-Gon Jinn, cover depiction by Torrin Clark. Nice cover. Very nice cover. Cliff, I know this is available in a trade as well. If you want to opt out, you can pick this up at $3.99. He's chugging. I don't know what he's chugging. It's water, right? You took that down like it was a Dos Equis.
It was important.
It was
important.
Yeah. Talk to me. Talk to me.
So what's the next book on the list?
Okay, I feel you. Again, nice cover, available as a trade if you would like to pick up for $3.99 and you don't want to spend the 1 in 100. Now, One World Under Doom issue 4. Here we have the main cover, Dr. Doom, Sorcerer Supreme versus Dormammu. I'm so mind blown over the fact that not many people are talking about what is taking place in One World Under Doom. It's been a great read.
It's been a great read. Again, it's everywhere, so that poses a problem, right?
Yes.
Poses a problem. Look at Michael Baker. Oh, I love you, Michael. Oh, look, John also loves this event. This is a great event, and obviously Dr. Doom as Sorcerer Supreme battling Dormammu sounds like a worthy event. You know, I'm ready for it. Let's do it. Like, give me an exciting issue. You know.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm pretty sure Doom is gonna beat him, but I just love the idea, you know?
Yeah, dude, it's really fun. I'm on board. Now, it doesn't end here with this book because, guys, there is also a phenomenal incentive that is available for One World Under Doom. It's the 1 in 50 by Granov, and I have to say it is available in a trade. I'm usually a cheap bastard when it comes to wanting to spend for incentives, but man, this is tempting. It's the thumbnail tonight because it is such a good cover.
Yeah, it is a great cover. I have no disagreements. I'm not advocating for people to be jumping out there throwing their money at 1 in 50s and 1 in 100s, but it is, I love me some Adi Granov, so that's it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, this is an amazing cover. Definitely one, if you can get as a virgin, you have the opportunity to get remarks. You have the opportunity to get a wicked signature right above Dr. Doom right there. Love it. The all black scares me because you all know how that plays out. But still.
I know that 9.2 is calling for you.
Probably, man. It's gonna come with those color breaks, but yeah, man. What's up, Katie? I see all of you in the chat, man. I'm so happy to see so many of familiar faces coming back every single week. So nothing but love to you guys. But up next, guys, Mark Spears Monsters issue 5, the cover A, 5th issue of the smash hit series by Mark Spears. Now, of course, the cover by Mark Spears here for the cover A. Nice cover, but hang tight because you guys know he's going to bring the heat with other covers, and one that he brings some heat with is the cover D. It's a New Mutants
bag with a trading card.
Yes, it's New Mutants 98 homage cover by Mark Spears, polybagged, as Cliff said, with a trading card. Now,
okay, I have one gripe here.
Talk to
this
me.
Should have been an X-Force #1 homage if you're gonna include a trading card.
That would have been hilarious,
right? That's the road that needed to be traveled on this journey. Like that's the missed opportunity here.
I agree. I think it would have been that much more cooler. But again, it does scream 90s, right? When you throw in the trading card, polybagged, and all that stuff. But same for myself. I couldn't help but think, man, you get that X-Force, dude. that too, and don't be surprised if it happens down the road, guys. I think if anyone would be capable of doing that, it's Mark Spears. I think it would be absolutely hilarious, and
who knows cool. And who knows, maybe in the 34th printing of issue 5 it will be an X-Force homage.
Yeah, we shall see, man. We shall see.
There are so many covers. So many covers, and I love Mark Spears, but I can't buy all these covers. I can't be after all these covers.
Yeah, dude. Now, one thing I will say, and I've said it many times before, I love that he does homage covers, but I actually think he really shines when he does originals. And here's a prime example. Look at this one, the cover E. The girl with snake tattoo cover depiction by Mark Spears. The cover is only available via Diamond, guys. Now, we all know.
Talk about Diamond being desperate.
Yeah, we all know Diamond's going through the ringer right now. But this cover is just stunning, man. The colors pop. I love the blue with the orange mix in between. Obviously, I'm a little distracted at the bottom front of this one, but
listen, this is nowhere near as distracting as that Vampirella cover he recently did.
Oh yeah. I you know what? I will give that to you at 100%.
I was like, damn. I was like, if I actually swung that way, this would be that cover.
Oh man, I love it. Don't ever change. But yeah, I think this is a great cover. And there's also a 1 in 25 incentive. You got Dracula, you got Igor, and Bride of Frankenstein on this cover.
Dracula's such a freak. Look at him just chaining up the Bride of Dracula. I'd be like, all right, shut the doors.
Yeah, I love this, man. Absolutely.
Right now, she's the greatest threat to my plans.
Yeah, apparently. But yeah, man, it's a wicked cover, and yes, clearly a freak, because as you can see, Bridezilla nice and chained behind there. Of course, she's got to be leaning over, teasing us on the back end of this cover.
That man has more rendered titties than anybody. I don't even have a comparison. The next time that I have a rendered titties joke, it's gonna be against Mark Spears. Mark Spears is the default for most rendered titties, I think, right now.
You might be right. But yeah, man, I love this. I love all the covers, but I really think I'm gonna be picking up this girl with the snake tattoo, man. I think that's a wonderful cover. But a book that I cannot wait to talk about with you guys is one of the two. First one, Miles Morales Spider-Man issue 33. This is the main cover. First appearance of Keisha Kwan as Powerlift. First appearance of Philomelis and Pyra. Now, Jeb was on last week, and we started talking a little bit about Philomelis and Pyra. So if you guys missed it, I encourage everybody, check it out, catch the replay. But Powerlift, Keisha Kwan. Let's talk about this, because on the Clark variant, you have her first appearance and cover. Now, this is a new female Hulk character that we're getting. And I gotta say, the design's pretty cool. Big but.
And she's got one.
Yeah, where does it go from here? This is interesting because, of course, I know everybody thinks female Hulk, they think She-Hulk, and they hated the show, although the show has nothing to do with the comic. But I think the character looks pretty interesting, man. I'm totally gonna pick this up, give it a read. It is a first appearance. Whether this hits or misses is to be determined, but I don't think it's a bad,
Chia Pet
choice.
is calling her female Doc Samson.
Love that.
And I'm not going to disagree. But let me just tell you something that warms my heart. I enjoy Miles Morales no matter what. Miles Morales is the best 616 Spider-Man book out there.
Yeah.
Since day one of its book. So, hey, Lady Fantastic, love you. And so I got to so anyhow, I'm here for it. And whether this takes off or not, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. With or without the powerless. Look, he's still in his new vibranium armor. I'm still excited about that.
Exactly, man.
I'm like, this suit has been sticking around. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, the read's been great. I encourage everybody, of course, knowing that we're getting such a first appearance, I think it would be a good time. Pick it up. You can't go wrong. But I know most people say first appearance is cover A. I actually think this cover is going to do much better than the cover A. So I would be leaning towards this one. That's my opinion. You do as you please. No one's telling
what
you
is this, cover B, or like what is this? Is like a cover D, or
no? I believe it is a cover B. To be 100% with you, it is actually a cover C. Sorry. So
still, that's great. This is the one you go for. Look at Spider-Boy's first appearance, right?
Yeah.
All right. You could get what's her name, whatever she is, black beetle, black insect woman. You could get that cover. And you can get it cheap, but get the cover with him on it. Now we're talking.
Yeah, we're in the money. See, Cliff's on fire. I'm going to agree with Lefteros tonight. Cliff is right again. What's going on tonight, guys? Cliff is on fire.
Thank you, Lefteros. Thank you.
Yeah.
Listen, I brought 150,000% for you guys tonight. I just kept upping it for you tonight.
Yeah, it's because you got a little hiatus of like 6 months. So
that's 6-month hiatus. The festering, the sadness, the moments where you were talking about shit that clearly was meant for me, but instead it was Chia Pet or Jeb talking about it. And I'm the week I spent in bed with COVID, just be like, all of that, saving it.
Yeah, we ain't keeping you away that much longer though, ever again. So I appreciate you. But guys, the big book I want to talk about is Gwenpool #1. Here is the main cover, first appearance and cover of Weapon X, and X spelled like ex-girlfriend, Gwenpool. Now the story is by Kevin Scott. Here we have the cover A. I will show you the covers before we get into discussion. We have this amazing 1 in 100 incentive by Ji Young Lee, also available in a trade. I'm totally grabbing this one. You've got this amazing Gurihiru variant that is wicked, basically tearing up the Gwenpool #1. Love this. This is a really well done cover. But guys, I think there's a lot of people that are vibing with this, on the fence or totally against it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm one of those that's on the fence, dude. I am excited to see what we can get story-wise with this. But if you guys aren't aware, apparently Gwen Stacy herself is going to be this new character that we're getting, Weapon X. And I don't know how I feel about that. They are resurrecting Gwen Stacy after all these years, a character that should never be touched, but it's happening.
Yeah, I'm very on the fence. And Lefteros is saying, hate it all you want, but if they bring this kind of energy in story, people will like this book more than they think. I mean, sure. I mean, I watch people go gaga for Absolute Batman all the time. I mean, there's just so many terrible things that happen with Spider-Man. And I don't know what kind of log on the fire this is. I don't know if this is the one that you use, to clean out the smokestack, like, how you throw on those ones that is just clean the whole chimney out, because you can't afford a chimney sweep, or if there's the log on the fire that's one too many, and then like, it's going to burn the whole cabin down. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence, but I do think there's a good opportunity to write some tremendous stories.
Sure, but particularly as a Deadpool character is what really has me on edge. And Chia Pet is all mad at me for my absolute Batman slander. Look, man, not every book is for everyone, okay? And I don't need an oversized galoot Batman who was running from the same dudes for 4 straight issues, pulling knives out of his bat ears, turning into knot. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it.
Yeah,
you know?
I know that Chia was saying that, like, if you look at the cover A, you could see like the heads are being completely chopped off. You literally see the head floating over there.
And as much as I feel like violence has a place, like a story like Invincible, it's not something that I'm going out of my way for particularly. I like action. I don't like meaningless action. Does that make sense? Yeah.
No, you're totally spot on. The only thing for me is the fact that it's Gwen. They're bringing back Gwen, and that
I'm having a real hard time. Hard time.
Dude, like, it worked for bringing back Gwen within Edge of Spider-Verse 2. It's a multi-universe character, right? It's a whole other universe, Gwen Stacy. So it works. Now, bringing in our main timeline, Gwen Stacy, bringing her back from the dead, that kind of has me concerned. So let's see how the story is going to play out. But Lefteros is asking me to show the cover for issue 2, and as you can see, it's right here. Yep. Oh, we see some cakes over here, but yeah, this is interesting, man. I like this.
Maybe she'll team up with the all new Venom, and together they can defeat.
No, God.
Yeah.
Don't go this route, but this is a
I can't wait. Team up with the all new Venom. You know what? She could team up with Mary Jane Venom, and they can do battle against Chasm and really mess with his mind and break what's left of it. Because why not? Because if you can't hurt Peter directly, hurt the person who is Peter that wants to hurt Peter. Why don't we do that? Why don't we just do that?
Dude, the Lyrics Lee cover is just absolutely sick. This is a sick cover. I like this for issue 2, man. I hope this is available.
It's a sick cover. It's basically porn. That's like...
No, stop. I don't see any cleavage, so it doesn't fall in that category.
It is a skin tight, very sexualized position, skin tight freaking suit. You know?
Yeah, but
if she showed up in your bedroom, you were like, "Oh, I don't know what's happening."
Oh no, please don't hurt me. But yeah, man, I'm gonna pick this up. I've picked up. I pre-ordered already one of each cover. I do think this one's gonna be a wicked cover, even like when you see it in person. I love this cover. I think Guri Hiru did a great job on this one. And as Leftero said, if you're not familiar, the artist also does some of the Jeff the Landshark stuff. So there you have it, guys. But those were the FOC selections of the week. Now, of course, as I say all the time, no one's telling you to buy all these books. Buy the ones that you loved and you saw on this list that interest you. If you live in the United States, check out comicnation.us. You get 15% off of the order, but you can get an additional 5 by using discount code Black Crown. If you're in Canada, visit comiclegion.ca. You get 20% off already on the cover price, but if it's your first order, use discount code ENLIST. Now, if you want to know more about why Lefteros picked these books on tonight's list, go visit coverprice.com. You can check out the FOC selection portion on the website where Lefteros goes in depth on all of that stuff. So go check it out. And don't forget to subscribe to Cover Price over on YouTube, where you can catch myself going live with the crew every Tuesday and Thursday. And if you're enjoying the show so far, don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, so we can see you again next week. Now, Cliff, another favorite part of my shows on Sundays is going through the market report. And of course, C2E2 took place this weekend. So let's see how many books from C2E2 may make that list tonight. So, Cliff, chug your water. I'm going to assume you're ready. Are you?
I am ready.
Okay, let's go. All right, guys, it's the market report. Now, what do? I check out all people's lists, whether it's the House of Stein, CBSI, Key Collector, Cover Price, Go Collect, checking sales over on eBay. If you have an Instagram, and you will see exactly what I mean tonight by when I say I check out the Instagrams. People share some sales, and I will highlight it because I like checking out what's happening on the aftermarket. But most importantly, the Baker Shakers. If you're wondering what's a Baker Shaker, Michael Baker, who is in the chat, hits me up every single day with tons of books that sold on the aftermarket. So we honor him by saying Baker Shaker, because those are the books that Michael Baker sent my way. So, Cliff, to kick it off with book number 1, and it is a very interesting list, guys. Seriously, it's probably one of my favorites. But the first book is Marvel Age 33. This book was actually on the Shaker Show on Thursday, but we didn't show it on the live show. It made the list over on the Covrprice website. Now, this goes back to 1985. It is the origin of the X Factor. And there's only 19 CGC 9/8s on the census. And I believe like 1 or 3 of them are signed or something. So 19 total in 9/8s, and a CGC 9/8 sold for $350 US. It is a Covrprice daily shaker. It was actually the top sale of all time recorded over on Covrprice's website. So this is the highest sale to date. And I think that now, kind of what Covrprice said within the article, CGC 9/8 selling at $350. I would imagine we're going to see some more copies probably resurfacing, because this is a big sale.
It's a big sale. And again, only 19 9.8s in the census is in its favor. Absolutely. And, you know, we love mutants. I love me some X Factor. We shall see. We shall see.
Yeah. I love how this pays homage to the X-Men.
To Giant Size X-Men #1.
Correct.
You know, except of course, it's like the newest breed of X-Men being like, oh, look, it's the originals coming. And notice how there's no Jean here on the cover, because they're not trying to give away their hand to the public when they publish this.
Yeah, but I love that they, you know, do a little callback.
Cyclops' costume. I was like, I don't think we ever got to see him in that costume in the book.
You're not wrong. But yeah, man, I think it's a wicked sale, guys. A CGC 9/8 for Marvel Age 33 sold for $350 US. Now, guys, check out this next book, because Spider-Woman #1, back from 1999. This is a Bart Sears cover, and Bart Sears is just a phenomenal artist. He's one of my favorite, man. Like, you go back, Jeb has me hooked on the Wizard magazine stuff that he's done, and it's absolutely stunning, especially the Venom stuff. But there's only 32 CGC 9/8s on the census of this one, and a 9/8 just recently sold for $100 US. We are now in Baker Shaker territory, because Michael Baker hit me up with this sale, and I've never even seen this cover prior to Michael Baker hitting me up.
And I never needed to see this cover. You know, I mean, like, I love Bart Sears. I recently interviewed Bart Sears. You could go see that over on Velvet Joker's channel. I love the man. I have childhood memories of getting autographs from him, but I have never lied to you people, at least not deliberately, and I'm not going to start today. Why this cover? What, there is so much better Bart Sears stuff out there, folks.
Right.
Go get yourself some Turok, baby. All right. Go find yourself some Exo Man of War. I mean, like, there is so much. There's Brutes and Babes. There is so much better. I don't know how this manifested itself here.
Yeah.
Why?
It's here. Michael Baker.
I cannot say enough how much I love Bart Sears. Can I just, like, please, God, please, internet genies, please don't bring haters to me for this. I'm sorry.
Yeah. David Lepage saying that Sears Venom cover for Wizard magazine is legendary, and I couldn't agree more, man. I'm telling you, like, I'm on those. I have to have a CGC 9/8 of those, because they're just so good. I would love to display that. I know Jeb has one. There's not many of those that exist, so you're gonna have to wish me the best. But Spider-Woman #1, the Bart Sears cover in a CGC 9/8 sold for $100 US. Now, up next, oh yes,
my baby.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Action Comics 242. We're going back to 1958 with this one, guys. It's the origin and first appearance of Brainiac, first appearance of Kandor. CGC 4.5 sold for a wonderful $2,500 US. And this is a Baker Shaker this week.
Why is it when I love stuff alone and we don't talk about it, no one cares? But the minute I go from loving stuff alone, it just takes one movie or one stupid comic, and then all of a sudden people are buying stuff that I'm trying to get after. It's just horrible. I don't get
missed it.
500 like that.
You
Buy the
missed it.
book, not the grade. Listen,
Yeah.
I have my very first 1.8 kicking around here somewhere because I was
Really?
like, yeah, it's actually Jimmy Olsen's first cover appearance.
Oh, that's a great book to have, man. In a 1/8.
It is, it's in a 1/8. It's a great book to have. And dude, it's such a beautiful story because the guy who sold it to me on eBay recognized my name and was like, I'm gonna take 150 off for you. And I was like, oh my god, now I have to buy it.
That's so nice of him. You totally used your celebrity status to get
No,
a discount.
I didn't. I didn't. He started messaging me, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, I know you," and I was like, "You do?"
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
But
please, let me tell you, the fact that my celebrity status did a damn thing for me is wonderful.
yeah.
Wonderful.
Hey, soak it in, soak it all up, because yeah, that's amazing. But like you said, Brainiac now coming and arriving within Absolute Superman, and yeah, man, this book, whether Absolute Superman or not, is always selling, and like the prices always vary within these ranges. Like I've seen 4.0s go at 1800 US. I've seen 4.5s go for less, go for more. But still, a wonderful book to have in your collection. I love this cover so much. And Action Comics 242 in a CGC 4.5 sold for $2,500. Now, Cliff, this one blew my mind. So I'm going to dive into this in just a second for you guys. But Turtle Mania Special #1. This takes us back to 1986. There were 3,000 copies that came out of this book, but only 100 of them were hand-colored editions by Don Oropalo. So a CGC 6.0 just recently sold for $1,100 US. Baker Shaker this week. This is neat, and something really cool to have in your collection, especially if you're a Turtles fan. There's only 100 of them that are colored. The rest of them are pretty much sketch, right? And I think this is really cool.
Dude, it is amazing. I mean, like, and there's so many rare treats in our lifetime, and what a rare treat this was from 1986,
right?
100 hand-colored freaking editions. Like, I can't even like process it.
Yeah, exactly, man. So just to give you a little bit of information, and I'm going to read it out to you guys, but each hand-colored copy was personally hand-colored on the front cover by Don Oropalo. Don utilized a nearly identical coloring scheme for each of the 100 colored books. The coloring on the cover looks professional, neat, and clean, of course, and includes areas of color shading, gradients that would be difficult for a novice to reproduce. So, although as much as, he tried to stay the same, not all are the exact same. So I think that's cool. You know what I mean? The fact that it's hand colored, man, and
each one is a unique experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like me.
Yeah, and the majority of them, most of them, of the 100 hand-colored copies were not originally signed by Don Oropalo. So that is pretty cool. So if, you had the chance to get that signed, that would have been another bonus. But a CGC 6.0, guys, of Turtle Mania Special #1 in a CGC 6.0 sold for $1,100. I love this book. This is cool. But anyways, up next, Cliff, Venom Lethal Protector #1, the Black Error copy, signed by the man Stan Lee himself. CGC Signature Series 9.8, $5,250 US. That is a pretty penny, man.
It's amazing. I still can't. This thing keeps coming back. It just keeps showing up. I do.
It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. Now I know that people generally go crazy for the Black Error copy, right? Because like it's a book.
It looks so stark,
That's it, but it's also a little more scarce than definitely that regular cover that was mass produced. But having a copy signed by Stan Lee itself takes this to a whole other level at $5,250 US, man, and it's wild money right there.
Yeah, that's too much.
That's
like that's too much for me. Like I don't like if we're like look at these dollar amounts. Like I'm more excited about Brainiac's first appearance. Like I'll put up a bigger fight for that.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I
But
feel
on
you.
the other hand, I mean, this is very impressive. But that is an astounding dollar amount.
I agree with you. I agree with you guys. Venom Lethal Protector #1, the Black Era copy signed by Stanley, CGC 98, $5,250 US. Now, this book is so cool.
Woo!
Yeah,
Woo!
Darkwing Duck. #1, this one being from the 2010 run by Boom Studios. The 1-in-10 ratio. There's only 3 copies total on the CGC census. There are no 9/8s in existence on the census. 2 of them are CGC 9/6s. The other one, I believe, is an 8.5. And a 9/6 of this book just recently sold for $700 US, guys. That's an impressive sale for a book that is very hard to find.
I have no words.
Is the theme song playing in your head right now? It's in mine.
Yeah, Darkwing Duck.
Oh, yeah.
Get dangerous. Darkwing Duck.
There it is. There it is. Love it, man. Hey, you could do some karaoke, man. Where were you at Terrificon at the karaoke machine?
Yo, first of all, I was alone. Second of all, you know how many hours I spent alone in that Irish bar, ruining Ming and Yandu's dinner, and then waiting for someone to show up. It was hours before finally Erod appeared, and I was like, "Oh, look, I've got company." You know.
Yep. Yeah, but look, back to Darkwing Duck. I agree, man. Chiapet saying that Darkwing is best Disney after-school cartoon, no question. I'll put some others up there, but
I don't know. There was a few. We had this. We had DuckTales.
Yeah.
You know, I had some
Gargoyles.
Gargoyles was phenomenal. That may have been #1. I have a lot of room. I have a lot of room in my heart for the Gummy Bears, and damn, they just really did a great job. And Tailspin. I even enjoyed Tailspin.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a good time. But
Rescue Rangers, oh man.
Yes, Rescue Rangers. There you go. David Lepage saying the same thing, but he's
Rescue Rangers.
There you go. He's got karaoke in him tonight. But David Lepage saying that he's a sucker for Disney comics. He's currently obsessed with the Bigorella covers for DuckTales. And I do want to say something though. I this book is very scarce. This 1-in-10 ratio for Darkwing Duck #1. CGC 9/6 going at $700 US, dude. You could be picking up the actual, first appearance of Darkwing Duck in comics for much cheaper. But needless to say, the scarcity really plays, factor into this. The cover is stunning. I love this cover. This is really good. So no surprise to see this sale, guys. Darkwing Duck #1 back from 2010. The 1-in-10 ratio, CGC 9/6, $700 US. And yes, Bison, baby. That Rescue Rangers NES game was the fucking bomb, man. I agree with you, dude. You just took me back.
The NES game. First of all, I was like, are you even old enough for that, dude?
Oh, stop it, man. I grew up with a controller in my hands playing video games, man. And I started with NES, although I was born.
Well, aren't most young men born with a controller in their hands?
Okay, easy. Now we're going the wrong way here, guys. We're going completely off topic, but yeah, man. Let's move on from this book. Yeah, guys, check this one out, man. This is the prime example of a newsstand premium because the new X-Men 128, first appearance of Phantom X, newsstand edition sold in a CGC 9/8 for $1,100 US. And dude, that is a huge sale. Of course, guys. We all know that the later we get into the years, surpassing the year 2000, man, newsstands are nearly impossible to come across. Absolutely, like you got like maybe a 3%, right? At best. But this sale at $1,100 US, it goes to show you what the newsstand premium will stand for at this point, because you go and look at the direct copies in a 9/8, dude, you could pick it up anywhere over 100 to 200 at best in a 9/8. Is this not wild?
It is wild. I don't support this lunacy. I'm sorry.
I get it.
Like some people, like, they need those frontiers to conquer. I've got so many frontiers to conquer in comic book collecting. I don't need to be like, oh, let me go look for elusive newsstands. Like, that's not me. Whoever's sitting around with this kind of money being like, I got to chase down elusive newsstands, like, bitch, send me a loan.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. The newsstand bringing in $1,100 for new X-Men 128, and as I said, guys, although it's the first appearance of Phantom X, has nothing to do with that because direct copies are selling anywhere between like 100 to 200 at best. But yeah, man, very impressive newsstand sale right here for this issue. Now, let's keep the train rolling because Psylocke #1, this second printing is just stunning. I love this. It's actually a wraparound. We're going back to 2010 by Marvel, and the second print, there's only 98 total copies on the CGC census. It's not a lot when you think about it. And a raw near mint sold for $264. And I got to shout out Mr. Long Short. And I know I write that it's the Long Short comic report, but if you guys aren't already following, guys, Mr. Long Short drops tons of great information over on his Instagram. And he's also, on Long Story Short over on Nearing Nirvana. And you can get a lot of great information from the gentleman on that side of town. So yes, definitely check it out. I love this Psylocke #1. It's not the first time I highlight this over on the show. But every time it pops up, man, it's always an impressive sale. Raw near mint, $264 for a Psylocke #1 second print. Dude, this book is a ghost. It is hard to find.
And it's a headlight cover.
It is a headlight cover. Yes. And I mean, you could totally hang your keys on there. But for me, it's really the scarcity behind this book. It's stunning, dude. The wraparound, like you could see. You got to see the full book in its entirety. I love it. And I got to shout out again, Mr. Longshort. Guys, if you're not already, go subscribe. Nearing Nirvana every Thursday night. As Ferdy said in the chat, my brother Ferdy. Live every Thursday, guys. Yeah, with Long Story Short. So go check it out. But I love this book, guys. Psylocke #1. Raw near mint, $264. Now, up next, another book when we go back to the early 2010s. Uncanny X-Force issue 25. This is back in 2012. We have the 1-in-50 ratio by Stephen Platt. Hell yeah. 17 CGC 9/8 on the census. I believe, I think there was like 1 or 3 again that were signed. So you get the idea there. CGC 9/8, $340. Ferdy beat me to it, man, but a lot of people put this up there as one of the best X-Men series, and it's badass, dude. It is really badass. We just went from Psylocke #1, as you can see, Psylocke's here. There's so much good about this. I love Stephen Platt, dude. Stephen Platt always hits home runs, in my opinion. This is a very impressive sale.
I was going to say, he better hit home runs. It takes him 6 years just to do a cover.
Oh, man. You kill me.
Sorry I didn't send you a pic, Cliff. Go! You owe me one, baby. You owe me one.
Yeah.
Oh, your brother sent me a pic. I mean, that's fair game.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna check it now. But whenever Guy Forge says that he's sending me DMs and it's photos, he's sending me his Sunday suppers, and I see he had the pastas today. He had a nice gnocchi going on with some nice sauce on top. So shout out to Guy Forge. But yeah, man, Uncanny X-Force 25, dude. I love this 1-in-50 ratio. Love the run. Highly encourage everybody. If you missed out on this, definitely pick it up, man. But good luck finding this 1-in-50 ratio. It's scarce as hell, and I love it so much. CGC 9/8, $340. Now, let's get into the C2E2 exclusive territory. All new Venom.
Here we
Issue #5. John Tyler Christopher. Now, he did an amazing negative space here with Mary Jane on the cover. Whether you love what happened with MJ as Venom or you hated it, it took place in this issue. But John Tyler Christopher really killed it with this cover. Man, even the bikini looks good that she's wearing. I love the swimsuit. Raw copies of this hitting as high as $82 over on the Bay. Baker Shaker this week. And I think we're going to see this climb maybe just a bit more.
The way the word raw just
it hits
gutturally echoed from your throat. I mean, look, great use of negative space, beautiful. Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you know, like 82 Raw is already like a bit much for me, you know?
Yeah, it was available at the booth for $20, just to give you guys an idea. So this has gone more than it quadrupled.
And was it or was it not eligible to be bought through their website?
You know what? Good question. I think it was. I didn't even
Yeah,
check.
so like, you know, I'm like, because I feel like all 350 of these exclusives all had the opportunity to be purchased through a website.
Yeah, majority. But I don't remember if this one was available. I know some people were saying that they were able to scoop a lot of exclusives online, which, by the way, guys, in the hot topic section of the show tonight, we're gonna get heavily into that discussion when it comes to exclusives and C2E2's 350 exclusives. But all new Venom issue number 5, the John Tyler Christopher Mary Jane negative space raw. $82, but it doesn't end there for John Tyler Christopher. No, he also gave us a Venom Black foil that really hits, in my opinion. It is very similar to that Daredevil one we got. You remember, right? The Daredevil one. What was the con again? I can't remember the con that it had dropped at. I feel was it New York? It was New York.
Possibly. Yes.
Yeah, it was New York Comic Con.
It sounds good.
Yeah. But raw copies for this now hitting $85. I saw this as one of the higher sales over on eBay. The cover is insane. You know, shout out to I got to shout out Matt and John from Covrprice, not because you know there's any affiliation, but I caught them on the eBay live, and I was watching them, and I even messaged them. I said, "You guys did an amazing job." As much as they are, you know, the guys behind the scenes, but they did very well in front of the camera over on eBay. And they were saying, I believe it was John that had the opportunity to talk to John Tyler Christopher about this, and apparently the Venom logo, because if you look at it, you know, properly, there's like two. Did you see his Instagram where he showed how he layered this cover, and like there's the Venom logo in the background, etc. Apparently, it was
honestly like you need his Instagram to appreciate the depth to this.
Yeah,
this foil, like it's amazing.
Yeah,
like it's so much better in person, so much better.
Exactly, like the amount of like stuff that he did to put this together is just absolutely insane. But apparently, the original attempt at this, the Venom logo was like bleeding through on his teeth, right? So you could see the logo a little too much. And apparently he scrapped it out completely and gave it a whole other go. And this is the end result of what we got. But just to show you how much he cared for putting this one together and really, you know, making this what it is. It's a wonderful cover, man. I really like this one.
Like it's insane. Like, I don't know. Like he really put that effort in. Let's just say that. So much effort.
Yeah, it's a stunning cover. But all new Venom number 5, the Venom Black foil by John Tyler Christopher from C2E2 this weekend. Raw's hitting $85. Now, Cliff, let's talk about this one. Mark Spears Monsters number 4. Of course, by Mark Spears. This was from C2E2 this weekend. Comic Tom 101, limited to 200. A raw sale over on the eBay. Selling in a near mint, $548. Cover price daily shaker as well. This was a monstrous sale for this. And yes, the pun was intended.
You know what? First of all, are we sure it was limited to 200? Every time I see limited to like under 1,000, anytime I see limited under 4,000, really, I get really skeptical, but you know,
yeah,
this is a damn good looking cover. I will say that. I am ready to poop on 300 of the 350 covers. This is not one of them. This is really good looking. I don't know if I'd be out here spending $548 for a raw. Don't know about that. You know, C2E2 is barely 6 hours over. You know.
Yeah, you're right, man. And
a lot of red flags for a pump and dump here. See, Derek, he understands me. He knows I recognize a good pump and dump. So,
it is a
beautiful cover. the cost really is kind of on the insane side. I don't know. Beautiful cover, great piece. Probably would want to have it. Also, not no 548. Not no 548.
No, exactly. Now, Comic Oz is saying that he thinks it was the virgin copy that was that sale. And no, to be very honest with you, it was actually this copy that sold for that much. It was also validated over on Covrprice's website, and you will see that the sale for this one was $548. I think this is a huge, wild sale. It's funny because that virgin that Ozzy's mentioning sold for just a little under. I think it was around the 300 and something mark the last time I checked the website. Now, guys, as Cliff said, we're 6 hours less, more or less, since the end of the con, which C2E2 is the con I'm referring to. So who knows? Maybe more sales have taken place since I prepared this slide. But man, it's still, needless to say, a very impressive sale at $548. That's not that ain't cheap, man, for this one. So pretty impressive sale. Now, this book, we need to talk about it. Amazing Spider-Man #1, guys. This is a C2E2 exclusive by John Tyler Christopher again. And apparently this was limited to 100 and was signed. Raw copy sold for $650. But it doesn't end there, guys, because this book apparently also came in a case, like a briefcase. It was really treated as prestigious as hell. Did you see that, Cliff?
No, I didn't. But like, there's like it came with its own slipcase. Is that what we're saying?
No, it was like a briefcase, dude. Like,
why a briefcase?
I don't know. It was really cool though. I'm gonna try to pull up.
This tonight's episode is low key pimp themed.
Pimp themed, yeah.
Right? Like low key pimp themed.
I love it, man. Yeah, you're not entirely wrong. There's a little pimp vibe. You brought it up. We could do a pimp episode.
A pump and dump pimp episode. Pimping and pumping with Lando and Cliff.
Yeah, it's got a nice ring to it. But yeah, man, I gotta find the sale, dude. Like it's don't get me wrong, it's a wicked cover. But man, the fact that they treated it with like such a prestigious, feel to it. It came with the briefcase, etc. Was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Let me see if I can find it. So, Amazing Spider-Man 1 C2E2.
You've got one of the best chats ever. Let me just remind you.
Oh, thank you. I do, and I love the chat. That they really make the show every single week. I can't see what any of them are saying right now because I'm trying to
talk about. It's the briefcase from Homecoming. It's a metal or chrome case that was numbered only up to 100. Like, so that sounds really exciting. But limited to 100. Listen, I guess this is the best go big or go home you can do for C2E2. Everyone's showing up with variants, so you show up with a really low print variant and like roll them dice.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the sold one. Hold on. I'll find it. I'll find it. Oh, there. Hold on.
Michael Baker, if we're pimping, I can't wait to backhand somebody with my pimp hand. I keep my pimp hand strong, baby. Even though there's a little bit of nerve damage happening here, but I keep it strong.
All right, so I'm gonna opt out of trying to find the sold one, but I want to show you guys here. There's a listing right now, and it's at like 900 and something Canadian, just to give you guys an idea. But this is wild, absolutely wild. So here you go. Check this out. Do you guys see it well enough? Is it big enough, the screen? But here you can see the book.
Yep.
Again, nice book. Here you have it, comic exposure. This one is as you can see, comes with the Koa. This is 59 of 100, and it comes in this case. That's the case.
Crazy.
Is it not nuts? Like, dude,
it is nuts. It is.
I'd carry it around like I'm going to cash in the money in the bank. And anybody who watches wrestling knows exactly what I'm talking about. But they really went above and beyond for this one, man. Like, it's in a case, dude. Like, shipping on this must suck. Yeah, here. What do we got? $700 US. Shipping
971 Canadian if we're gonna do shipping.
Yeah, $61 for shipping on this one. But yeah, man, it's cool. I mean, it's a gimmick, I guess we could say. So now I can see what the chat is saying, and yeah, it's the it's the briefcase from Homecoming, man. Yeah, I love this chat. Thank you guys, man. You're the best. I think the cover is metal. I think you're right. Let me just double check that, because in the description, yeah, it's metal. But so yeah, there you have it, guys. That was the market report. C2E2. Let's see how many of these books make the cover price list. Top 10s, shakers. Who knows, man? C2E2 has just come to end, so we'll see. But guys, it's time we get into the hot topics, and it's gonna get spicy as it does every single week. Because yes, we just spoke C2E2, and we're gonna dive into the fact that there was 350 con exclusives for C2E2, and what exactly is happening when it comes to exclusives. So, Cliff, are you ready for the last time tonight?
I am ready.
Oh, okay, let's go. I love it. All right, guys, it's the hot topics. And as I said, I told you we're going to talk a little bit about the C2E2 stuff. But before we get into that, there's some other cool news that has come out this week. So to kick it off, the week kicked off pretty strange. I don't know if you saw, and Swaggo Haas did a great video as well. So if you missed it, go check it out. But apparently there was things going on between Alliance and Diamond. Now, we have been reporting that Diamond was being acquired by Alliance Entertainment, but it seemed that that was not going to be the case. In fact, they kind of got blocked on the purchase, it seems. So, as I said, Swaggo Haas did a great video. If you want to know more about that, there's a recap, but a little update from that, because just 2 days ago over on Bleeding Cool, apparently the courts declare Alliance Entertainment does own Diamond Comics for now. So, the Baltimore Bankruptcy Court declares that Alliance is to be the new owner of Diamond Comic Distributors for now. Now, Baltimore Bankruptcy Court declares that Alliance Entertainment wins the auction for Diamond after a confirmation in court decisions. Creditors and courts question bankruptcy details, setting an April deadline for challenges. Limited challenges arise, questioning intellectual property and financial claims. So this is getting even more interesting, in my opinion. It's like, you know, we kick off the weekend hearing that, like, no, apparently they got completely cock blocked on this one, right? Like that's pretty much what happened.
Diamond, apparently.
Yeah, and you heard about this, right?
Yeah, it's craziness. The whole thing has been crazy. I've never seen something crumble like this in my lifetime.
And on such a big scale too, like a public scale, like, you know, like
yeah, it's a public scale, but also like not. It's really funny because for a company that inadvertently had a monopoly on the entire comic scene for so many years, you know, the Jenga, like the Jenga blocks just came down, like just down. You know, COVID just came and was like, and that was it. You know, tapped them right out.
Yeah,
you know, Marvel and DC are like, wow, peace.
Yeah, it's very, very crazy to see the back and forth that's going on with the story right now and seeing how it's unfolding. Like, apparently, and this is over on Bleeding Cool's website as well, guys. It says that though this is provided that any challenges asserted by the committee may relate solely to alleged liens, security interests, and other claims, and with respect to leasehold interests, commercial tort times, causes of action arising under Chapter 5 of the Bankruptcy Code, and similar state of other laws, directors and officers, insurance policies, copyrights, foreign intellectual property, and or any proceeds from the foregoing. It's getting crazy. It is getting wild. I know that now they're being declared as pretty much the owners for now, but I don't know.
Imagine you're the owner for now. Like, thanks.
Yeah, exactly. It's such a strange way this is unfolding, man, and I'm curious to see how this is gonna end. I really am.
Like, because for now mean? Like, am I allowed to just start selling shit left and right? Am I allowed to just fire everybody? Like, what am I allowed to do while I own it for now? What does that even mean?
Yeah. We'll see, man. It's going to continue to unfold. I believe the for now thing is you guys have won the highest bid, but there's all this now that we need to complete is really what they're going through.
I mean, that is what it sounds like, but for now is so ominous, you know? Like, imagine, like, oh, we decided that this one debtor is so due that we're just going to give them the company because, like, they're the most screwed in this situation, and this is the random right thing to do here. I can barely wrap my head around. Like, I can't remember the last time I read something so sensational.
Yeah.
Like this. I can't. I just can't remember anything like this. Like, I remember all sorts of crazy stuff, but not like this.
No, exactly. And I agree with Dan DeLatorre in the chat, which shout out to Dan, but he's saying this is not over. There will be appeals in the courts, and it's just going to continue to get messier. I know that in the beginning, like when Diamond was the filing for Chapter 11, and like we were all talking about this, Dan was in the chat saying, guys, this is going to get messy. And he wasn't wrong, because now you have Alliance coming in. This happens, and it clearly...
And by the way, and someone correct me, I was once under the impression that Diamond and Alliance had the same parent company.
Oh, that I'm not too sure.
Right. So, you know, exactly. Yeah, we need Maury Povich up in here. You are not the buyer. You are not the buyer. You are not the father.
Yeah. But anyways, it's getting pretty interesting. We'll see how this unfolds. I'm definitely keeping a close eye on this because, man, it's clearly getting a little bit wild. But some other news, guys, related to comics I wanted to share with you guys. And we just lost Cliff for some reason. Let me get him back. Yeah, there you go. You're back. You're back. Don't worry.
I'm like, why am I Phantom Zone? What's happening? Don't traumatize me after 6 months.
No. But guys, this is not a drill. Apparently, DC officially kills off Wonder Woman. Now, yes, Wonder Woman's final fate has been revealed, and DC Comics has taken fans into the future to show how its indomitable hero is going to die. Diana has been through hell ever since the Sovereign came into her life, but her troubles are just beginning as war looms on the horizon. Now, apparently back in Wonder Woman issue 19 by Tom King and Daniel Sampere, the Sovereign ends the story of how he was defeated, but Wonder Woman's daughter Trinity insists that there's more to his story, so she lassos him and urges him to continue his story, leading to the Sovereign to ask if dead women had laws. Trinity's shocked as the Sovereign reveals he knows about the massacre of the Amazons and the deaths of Trinity's aunts. He also reveals he knows that Wonder Woman was killed in battle, stabbed in the heart with a dagger etched with the Sovereign's family crest. So, I already know where we're going with this. Everyone's going to say, guys, you know, deaths in comics, they never last, but it is a big thing to be killing off.
But she's not even really killed. Like, it doesn't mean anything to me. Trinity is in the future getting this story, right? So, like, it's like, okay, so what really happened? Oh, maybe I just need to turn on the purple ray. Oh, maybe I just need to hop into an invisible jet and fly back in time and save my mother. I don't know. It's comics. Anything can happen, you know?
Facts. But just wanted to put this out there, man. So
you can't kill off the whole Wonder Woman tribe, you know?
No.
Like, it's like, what happened to Wonder Woman and all your aunts? Like, really? You killed all of them? I'm like, you can't kill all of them.
No, you are right. I don't, but it could happen. Could happen. Don't, like you said.
I know, but you know what? Ain't nobody got those types of cojones in comics.
Yeah. But to JD saying there's gotta be a twist. We've already done Superman dying.
Yeah.
We'll see how this one plays out, but something to keep an eye out for within comics right now happening in Wonder Woman. Now, speaking DC Comics, guys, C2E2 brought some amazing information, something I'm pretty stoked about, so I wanted to share it with you. But DC announces Immortal Legend Batman, which is going to be a 6-issue limited series. Now, there's a new Batman around the block revealed at C2E2. The series combines elements of the Japanese tokusatsu genre of entertainment, like the Western sci-fi fantasy, encompassing everything from Japanese kaiju to manga. In Immortal Legend Batman, and I got to put it out there, guys, Dan Mora is going to be on this. You got Kyle Higgins on this.
Only thing drawing me to this book is Dan Mora art. That is the only thing drawing me in.
Oh, and it's absolutely stunning. Kyle Higgins too, though. I like Kyle Higgins, so I'm pretty happy about that. But they're using elements of superhero tokusatsu. So readers can expect to see cool and recognizable elements like mech armor style transformations, specifically named combat moves, a gradually expanding team, and more. And this, of course, being said by Higgins. Now, I think it looks amazing. The art looks great. It's going to be in shops on August 27th. So if you're a fan of this style of stuff, this is cool. It's going to be DC Elseworlds. So, like, it's not entirely anything in going to be in the main timeline or whatever. It has nothing to do with that. But yeah, dude, I agree with you. Dan Mora, fuck, he's so good. So good. Nothing.
What else can I say? Dan Mora. Dan Mora is literally selling me on this book. Dan Mora.
Yeah.
Dan
I agree.
Mora. Dan Mora.
I agree. I'll give you the Dan Mora, but I got a lot more excitement, definitely, between the two of us because Kyle Higgins does amazing things, dude. I'm a huge Kyle Higgins fan, and like I'm excited to see this brought to DC Elseworlds. I think it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be in shops August 27th, so keep an eye on that. Planet Arizona Comics saying I first noticed Mora on Once and Future, which is also a very fantastic series. So I'm happy you bring that up because yeah, man, Dan Mora is it's fucking amazing, dude. Yeah, I've never seen Cliff for a loss of words. This is Recon Comics. I love it, man. Yeah, Cliff is super excited, guys. He can't. He doesn't know how to express it.
Like, listen. I'm just all over I'm just emotionally imbalanced. I mean, I've been absent for 6 months.
Yeah.
I got to use my energy wisely tonight.
Well, I'm happy you are choosing to do so because this is where I think you're gonna blow your load. Oh no, sorry, it's not this one. It's the next one.
No, it's not this one, but it is Luciano Vecchio, who I love.
Yes, man, this is another one that I'm excited for, and I got to shout out my brother Corey again. I spoke with him a little over a week ago about the current Uncanny X-Men run, and like he's got me totally back on this, and this definitely has me even more excited. But Luciano Vecchio is joining Uncanny X-Men and Gail Simone, of course, on issue 17. They're introducing a new horror mutant in cinematic fashion named Mutina. Now, the character looks like, she's purely out of a horror film slasher style. You can see some blood on these blades that she's got with her. I'm all for this. This sounds pretty damn cool.
She basically reminds me of Go-Go or Yo-Yo from Kill Bill.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Yeah,
I see this. Yeah, family show. No, it's not a family show. Ozzy, you know this. Come on, man. This is why we go live late. But if you're catching the replay, I apologize, guys. But yeah, man, this looks cool. I think the character is looking pretty interesting, man. Chiapet's saying that the whole Uncanny run has had a horror vibe, and I agree with him. I
some.
Yeah, to an extent, it's definitely there. But it looks like now it's going to be taking a complete turn as of issue 17. Once we're going to be introduced to the character Mutina. Again, we don't know much yet about the character. We don't see entirely much about the character. You can see, she's wearing her little short dress, feeling a little bit skimpy here. We'll see, but yeah, man, I'm all for this. We're getting horror vibes in the Uncanny X-Men, and it looks like they're going balls to the wall with that one. So totally picking this up. It's going to be on sale July 23rd, so keep an eye out for that, man. And JD bringing up a good point, man. Maybe we'll see a red band variant. We'll see. Wouldn't surprise me with Marvel, right? But Cliff, I said you're going to blow your load, and this is where it's going to be, guys. 350 exclusives for C2E2. Every week, we bring up a topic that gets a little spicy. We drop gloves, and we have no filters. And this is where Cliff is going to shine for sure, because I was taken back by the fact that, 350 exclusives is a lot.
It's a monstrosity.
Yeah, it's absolutely mind-blowing. And shout out to Covrprice, by the way. I stole this graphic from Covrprice, so sorry. But I believe over on Covrprice's website, which shout out to them because they go above and beyond to put together the list prior to the con. And like I remember checking it over on, I think it was Thursday night, and there was 347 exclusives. And it's crazy to even think that, a convention could even hit that kind of a number at 350. I know you feel a certain way about that. Let's just talk about the 350 before we dive into further conversations.
Why 350? Like, first of all, I'm concerned for the retailers. The investment on this shit is outrageous. So, like, why is everyone doing it to themselves? I watched a dude, I wish I can remember who it was off the top of my head, but I watched a dude who invested in 5 retailer variants for a big show last year, and he's like, man, I can't do that again. This was all wrong. I went too big, and I have to pull back, and like I have to reevaluate. And I don't know. I felt like that should have just been a message across the board. Like, people are getting tired of the retailer variants and stuff, like, and it's a big investment. So, like, I don't know. It's just not what it used to be. I feel like we're edging our way out of that moment. And I feel like 300, I feel like this was everything we got going on in the world with economy and everything. This may just not have been the right time to power dump this many exclusives.
Yeah. There's a few things I want to bring up because yes, there's 350 exclusives. Now let's just talk about the number before we dive further into details. The number is like you said, it's monstrous. And we were talking a bit backstage before going live, and one thing that I think we both agreed on was, you look back at cons in the past, man, and it's like, you would have very few exclusives and it really felt exclusive, right? You brought up the fact that also some of these were available online, right? 350 exclusives. I could understand why some of these were available through websites online, because that is a lot of exclusives, dude. I don't imagine all of them, selling out. Whereas back in the day, you would have, like, let's say 4 exclusives, then you'd have 10 exclusives, maybe 20 exclusives, and like that was it. Here in Montreal, I know Montreal Comic Con is nowhere on the scale of C2E2 or any others, but Montreal Comic Con, you'll get like 1 or 2. You know what I mean? You get like very few exclusives that are available at Montreal Comic Con, and those exclusives, I still see them hitting eBay from back in the day or local shops, and they're still commanding a pretty fair penny. But now you get to this point where you have 350. Like, dude, could you imagine attending the con? It's like, which way do you go, right?
I can't even. Like, who am I? Obviously, I'm gonna go try and get that freaking 1 in 100 Spider-Man. And there's one dude online, he has 4 of them because he sold 3 and 1 is still for sale. That's some nerve.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. Now, here's a point that I wanted to dive into, so I'm gonna do it right away. You got Recon Comics saying, I hate when they have 10 different variants of the same cover, and that is another thing I noticed too when I was scrolling through the Covrprice list. You see the same book over and over. It's like, oh, but here's the one that's limited to 250, and then also, oh, we have a foil one, and we also have a metal one, and we also have this, and we also have that. Guys, some of the publishers themselves are guilty of this on the regular. Like, not to throw any names out there, but like, you see it even with Dynamite, right? Like they'll have it over on FOC. You have the regular cover, then you'll have the foil, you'll have the metal, whatever it is, and that's fine. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine if that's what people are into. No one's judging. But when it comes to the exclusives at the convention, I agree. Kind of, it gets redundant, and that's why this makes up for such a big number, 350. Like, if I go through the first page on Covrprice's website where they're highlighting the exclusives that are available, you're going to see a lot of that. I think there was a book of Canada, the 51st state, and there's multiple variants that are the exact same variant, just, different touches. Here you have the foil on this, and then you have the metal, and then you have that. Like, that's something that I see a little often, right?
I'm a little bit horrified that there was a comic book with that title. I'm very upset. I'm very upset about that.
Yeah. So that to say, like, you know, I kind of feel like the exclusives game has definitely changed. If it continues to work this way, you know, it's nice to see some of these books stand out above the crowd. Like, you know, we just highlighted Comic Tom's book. We highlighted John Tyler Christopher. We highlighted, you know, that amazing Spider-Man 1 that he did that came with a briefcase, which, you know, it's cool. It's a gimmick. It's totally different. But man, you know, if I'm going to be walking into conventions moving forward, and these are the types of numbers that I'm going to be seeing, like, you know, you got New York Comic Con down the road, you got San Diego Comic Con, and all these cons, like, I don't know, man. I feel like it takes away, right?
No, and I was gonna say, and it's just such an awful, because why would I? First of all, I got so many keys that I want in my life. Why do I even, like, why am I trying to go after any of this? You know, like, you know, like, do I want to get my first Mon-El and first Ultra Boy, right? Or do I want to get like metal covered Venom Mary Jane ass? Like, what, like, you know, I don't know about everyone else. My priorities are very clear, right? Like, yeah. Like, I'm just like, I like a raw $82 for that. I was like, why? Like, at $82, I could be getting Moodragon's first appearance in Iron Man. Like, I could, you know, like, in a really good quality. Like, there's so many things I could be doing that are not that, you know?
Yeah. Look, I see Ozzy saying, you know, you should have Comic Tom come on and chat about it. And of course, dude, Comic Tom's always welcome. He can come anytime if he's ready to talk comics. If he has the time to do so, that's a whole other story. But a conversation I'd love to have.
Well,
and just
listen, Tom is really good about this, and Tom understands himself as a businessman,
correct.
Right? Yeah. And like, it's like, so like, so what other, not just paying for $584. That's right, babe. Like Comic Tom, like, what did he do? Like, his was limited to 200, right?
Yeah, he had that one. He had some others, I think, or there was the Virgin that I know for a fact. So there was the trade, there was the Virgin one.
Right. So he already went into this with full on strategy, you know?
Of course. And again, guys, that the business aspect of that, I totally understand, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine. Somebody brought up the Fame books, and there were a ton of Fame books, and like, I'll be completely honest with you, I got suckered in by a Matthew Waite cover. I love Matthew Waite, and like the work he does, man. He put out the Akira Mario homage, that homage to Mario Kart, and I was like, dude, that's speaking my language, so I'm gonna pick one up. But you know, these types of exclusives, it seems people frown upon them.
Yeah,
the tidal waves, the Fame books, and I'm curious to have that discussion with you guys as well, meaning the chat. Cliff, of course, you and I are going to discuss this, but you know, what's your thoughts on these types of exclusives that come to be at conventions? Because, you know, I feel a certain way, but I'm very curious to know what the chat thinks, and of course you, and I'll sound off at the end. So go ahead.
Well, oh my goodness, there's like, I don't want to conflate issues here because there's a lot going on. So yeah, just the general con exclusive, like, I'm over it, right? Like, we've been there, we've done that, we've beaten it to death. You know, then Chia Pet's like, buy the ones you like. Of course, buy what you like. You know, of course, buy what you like, right? Always buy what you like. You know, you're not collecting for me, you're collecting for you, right? But I do advocate that you have your priorities straight, right? So if you're just like, yo, dude, like, I'm a titty collector, and I'm gonna get all them titty covers, and I'm like, all right, man, go do you, get your titty covers, you know? Yeah. But like, you know, obviously my priority is like, I want my keys for my collection. So like, but I'm just saying, like, so of course that's what goes through my head when I see all this and I see these prices. But also that it's so oversaturated. Like, at what point do we learn the lesson? Like, it's just too okay. Unknown Comics. You see that how many weeks in a row have they had a 65% discount running?
Yeah.
Have you seen that? Buy 10 of any of these things. and get one free.
Yeah, I know that rubs people the wrong way, because like they're going to conventions and they're spending the coin, and then they get shafted by seeing that. And to be honest with you, it's one of the main reasons why I stay away from the exclusive game. I actually wait for those shops to drop prices, and I've picked up exclusives as low as $3 a pop when they were going for $25-$30, man. So like, just to give you an example, the exclusives game can get very messy as well. Now, I'm not, shitting on people doing exclusives, because they're great. There's nothing wrong, and I think that's what people need to understand too. There is a comic for everybody. Although you might not resonate with it, you might not like it, you might not understand it, but someone else might like it. Like I found myself buying that Fame book, and I don't even care for these Fame books. In fact, I do agree with the majority of people that think that, some of these Fame books are weird, and it's okay. You know what I mean? That's just my thought process. It doesn't mean that you have to think that way either. If you like something, you buy it. Now, the Fame stuff. I want to dive in on that as well. Um, you know, I saw a lot of people talking about that. The fact that there was a lot that were available, Cliff. And like, you had Michael Jordan, you had Stan Lee, you'll have anybody pretty much when it comes to the Fame books. Do you think these are bad for, collectors and just in general? You know what I mean? Like being out there in the world.
Because there's such an excess of them.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, like, I guess in general it's bad. I don't want to think people pay 10 times as much. I think if you overbought, like it, I'm so sorry, but I can't tell you how many times I've run across Fame books in dollar bins.
Yeah, that is something. Well, I don't really experience that too much because I'm up here in Canada, right? But I imagine in the States or anywhere around these cons that are taking place, you might come across a few of those. But to say that they're bad for the hobby, like I said, man, there's always a comic for everybody, and I'm not gonna trash somebody's hustle. You know what I mean? Some of these people, this is their bread and butter. I'll use Comic Tom as an example. You guys spoke about Comic Tom, but although he might rub people the wrong way, guys, this is, to my knowledge, I don't think he's got a 9 to 5. You and I have
this is, bro, I was gonna say, he has turned this into his entire business.
Exactly. You and I wake up. You're not getting shit faced because you have work tomorrow morning. If the guy wants to get shit faced, he's good. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but I also feel like he doesn't, because he wants to get work done in the morning.
Exactly. He's focused and business driven on this side of
yeah. But he's turned himself into a complete brand.
Yes.
And he's always on the move. And it's really funny how people get rubbed the wrong way with him. I think it's because maybe he speaks a little too passionately, but there are times where I thought he was wrong, and then I was like, wait a second, he's right. Damn it. Like, but it is all about like a lot of specific choices, right? And how you make them. Also, exactly. let's talk about the other 800-pound elephant in the room.
Exactly.
Which is what these shows charge retailers to attend.
Yeah.
Okay? At freaking Ottawa Comic-Con, how dare they? Like, the dealers there last year basically told me that they were being charged New York Comic-Con prices for their tables. And I'm like, I am sorry, Ottawa, as much as I love you, you are not at charge New York Comic-Con prices caliber yet. Where's all your money going? Yeah.
No, exactly. Now, I do want to say a little more about what I'm saying is, yes, I said there's a comic for everyone, but this point is probably the most important thing.
Yes,
and this is where the conversation is going. So for myself, and I think this is pretty much nail on the head, guys. The worst thing about exclusives is that they prey on new collectors who buy a lot while new and wide-eyed. And when they see the losses, they get soured on comics. And that is something I've seen over and over again. I have friends.
And this is the original 800-pound elephant in the room, and I'm very sorry.
Yeah. But This is a wonderful point because yeah, I've seen this many times. Is that come in wide eyed. There's so many exclusives. Oh, this cover is sick. I love this. Oh my god, this is an homage. Oh yeah, this reminds me of that. That you start buying them up. You start buying them up, and then what ends up happening is kind of like you said, right? You might see some within dollar bins. They lose values. I buy them for like $3 when I actually like the cover. But am I somebody that goes crazy? No, I've been a collector for a long time, but unfortunately this is facts, dude. A lot of the newer people coming in wide-eyed, like Leftero says, this is something that happens a lot within the hobby. And now when you have 350 exclusives as such, man, it is crazy to even think about that. It is. Now, Cliff, the exclusives game in general, I was talking about it at the beginning, how like now we're seeing 350 exclusives available for a convention as such. Do you think this hurts the hobby if we continue to work in this manner, right? Like all these.
I hope that this serves as a lesson to dial it back, and someone even said in the chat a while back that it is odd to go this aggressive at this moment in time in our economy, which in our global economy, because let's be honest, it is so unstable, right? So yeah, I find the whole thing very interesting. Look at you dropping a StreamYard, just putting the freaking, just casting the freaking line out.
I am.
Get them riled up.
I am. So I'm gonna drop the StreamYard link because I meant to do it at the beginning of the conversation, but totally forgot. But if anybody wants to hop on and continue to have this discussion with us, feel free to join in because I do think it's an important one.
And that Superman one, what is that? Superman and Batman, Wonder Woman visit the children's hospital? Like, what is I don't even understand some of these variants.
Yeah, that is a like I said, there's some interesting ones. There's some.
And the sad thing is I have friends who are artists who like make this, and it is part of their gig too. Pump out these exclusives, do weird shit at the tables at shows just to bring it in, Yeah.
David Lepage in the chat saying, I started to see obsessing over Spider-Man 1 homages as a mental disorder. No offense to anyone currently affected by this. I used to be one. ASM 300s, ASM Spider-Man 1, Spawn completionist. I was one of the worst. And I mean, if there's any book that's been homaged so much, definitely those two are up there. But
and homaged by the man who made them.
Yeah, literally. Like,
I mean, he made a Spawn 300 where he homaged ASM 300.
Yeah, but
ASM 301 is an homage to ASM 300.
Yeah, but look, here's an example, okay? Like this Gal Gadot cover here of Wonder Woman, because apparently this is a Fame book, if I'm not mistaken, right? It's a wonderful cover. Don't get me wrong, like it's stunning. But again, a lot of people feel that way. And I saw Chia Pet bring up the, Do You Poo covers, right?
My God. Listen, I literally know two people buying them. And they love them, and God bless them for loving them. But I'm like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, dude, there's books, there's exclusives out there that are also art books, right? They highlight an artist's work or whatever it is.
But I can get behind that more.
Yeah.
Right. And also, honestly, if you want something affordable at a table, go to an artist, look for their art book. Have them sign and remark the art book. It's probably going to be cheaper for you than most other stuff you would be picking up at the show.
Yeah.
And God knows it may end up being cheaper than $84 for skimpy Venom Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Although that really is a good looking cover. I'm just taken aback by the $84.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Sarah was saying, let's be honest, DC should be getting paid off that cover. LOL, right is right. But back to what I was saying, man, like, there's all these options, and like 350 is quite a big number when it comes to con exclusives. I think what I really want to put out there is, I say that, there's a book for everybody, but just be cautious, be wary, pay attention. Don't buy into the nonsense, of course, surrounding these things. Like, I know that I see that Marvel Rivals book that Momoko did for C2E2 exploded. It's doing relatively well on the secondary market. But if you're only in this for financial gain, dude, especially when it comes to exclusives, you might be disappointed. Like, there's very few that tend to do well for long periods of time. I think, some of these that made the list for C2E2 this week, there's going to be a few that are going to do very well. But when I saw 350, it kind of felt like, dude, what's the con exclusive for C2E2, right? Like, it doesn't feel like there's anything that's exclusive for C2E2. I was looking,
and I remember when the con exclusive used to be the book the con had made.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Like, it just got so ridiculous. And, and like I said, it's still pretty expensive. And also, whose exclusive is that with the gold bikini Vampirella ass hanging out? Like, who did that one?
I'm not too sure, but man, the cakes are there.
You know what? That one may survive the test of time.
Yes, definitely, dude. But yeah, man. So, like I was saying, I will not go and trash anybody for what they're doing. What I would rather do is kind of just tell collectors, if you're new to the hobby or just in general, man, just be cautious, especially when you have a convention that has 350 exclusives available. There's few and far between that are going to do well long term over on the secondary market, right? And don't get suckered in and burn your wallet, burn your funds, and then burn your love for the hobby. I mean, if you're new to the hobby, I imagine you want to be here for the long haul. If you're somebody who's been here for the long haul, we should kind of know by now. Like, just be cautious. Don't get crazy. Again, there were nice exclusives that were available. Like, I love me that John Tyler Christopher Venom one. I love me the ASM one. I normally, when it comes to exclusives, try to pick up something that's relevant to a main title or something that's going on within comics. You know what I mean? Like, if you would have brought me a Ghost Machine exclusive, fuck yeah, I'm picking that up. You know what I mean? If you would have brought me like some of these that are on the list, Absolute Batman, I'm all for it. Although Absolute Batman's been kind of overdone, in my opinion. There's a lot of
exclusives. For real.
Yeah, there's a lot of exclusives.
Listen, man, I can't remember the last time in my life that I saw so many 10th printings. We got 5th printing on the Batmans, 10th printings on the Void Rivals, 10th printings on the Transformers. Just excessive printings left and right, 5th and 6th printings on Ultimate stuff. It's just print. And I'm like, okay, at one point it's about making sure that new readers still have a jumping on point. And another point, it's just like, it's excessive, it's abusive. We got to stop.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm just seeing something now. I got a DM from somebody that I absolutely love to death, but basically asking, at what point are you misleading your buyers when it comes to these exclusives, right? And I think that's a good question. Cliff, where would you start with that? You know what I mean? Like, something that would be misleading when it comes to exclusives. Again, do such books fall into that category when you're buying something that is just like...
Yeah, when people are like, this book is so hot right now. They're all hot. There's 350 of them. You're going to tell me this one is the hottest one? How? That's why I'm saying Comic Tom had the right deal with like 200,
Yeah. No, for sure.
And right, Lefteros, I know you're right. I just don't agree with it. And also, like, I don't know how other people make bad decisions with their money, but this is not how I make my bad decisions.
Yeah. So to just add more to this, Lefteros, you're talking about this, right? Where he says they sell out super quick and people want more.
And I was like, what, the ass covers? He goes, no, Cliff, the other printings.
Yeah. So Dan's saying it's not the seller's responsibility to educate the buyer, and I think that's very fair to say, because
people got to keep the lights on, people got to pay the rent. I'm very understanding, but at the same time, like your biology has to tell you enough is enough.
Look, I might not entirely be the best person to have this discussion with if you're a big fan of, buying exclusives. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm gonna say it again. If that's what you like and it's keeping you happy, there's
That
nothing.
foil Venom is absolute fire. Like I get that, but like Hawk Girl and Zatanna, what is that? Zerdy? Like, it doesn't even look it doesn't look remarkable in any way. That Batman Hush with the half Catwoman face, not remarkable to me.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
But a Zerdy fan might love that so much and want to buy it. And again, there's
They
nothing
might,
wrong.
but I mean, like, honestly, I feel like that's one of the ones we're gonna see lingering.
For sure. But like I said,
Of all the ones here, Mary Jane's bikini and Vampirella's ass seem to be the biggest ones calling out, followed by Gal Gadot's ass. Like, those are the ones that seem to be like I feel like those are going to be in the and Venom. I feel like those are going to be in the long haul fight. I feel like everybody else is going to be a drifter.
Yeah, man. So yeah, you have David Lepage saying the Venom, that shit's fire, but I have no idea what actual issue it is. If we're talking about the Venoms, the JTC ones, that's actually all new Venom number 5. But yeah, man, I think in theory, guys, like I think the exclusive game has gotten pretty crazy at C2E2. I don't know if this is the route it's going to continue to go once we get to, let's say, New York Comic Con, San Diego, etc. But I was saying that I'm not entirely the best person to have this conversation with because I'm not much of an exclusive buyer in general. I really am one of those that likes to pick up, keys, minor keys. I'm in it for the read. So my type of collecting is different. I even pick up video game books. I'm, trying to complete my Tomb Raider run or whatever it is. Like that's the type of collector I am. But if you enjoy this, it's not entirely wrong. My big concern is people being misled and people, coming into this and getting burned and all of that stuff. Like 350 is a lot of variety to pick from, man. Obviously you pick what you like and don't get crazy. But I have seen a lot of people get misled and, they burn out really fast, man. And it sucks to see. If you had the cash to get to C2E2 and enjoy yourself, that alone is worth the price of admission. Just have fun. Pick up books to pick up the books you care for. And don't go crazy, man. Don't go crazy. So on that, Cliff, do you think we could end that conversation?
Oh, let's put a knife in it.
Let's put a knife in it, guys. That was the show for tonight. Cliff has finally made his way back on a wonderful return because I missed you so much. Thank you, Cliff. Now, of course,
my coworker was so happy to make that video with me.
We need to shout her out. She did phenomenal. I told you in DMs, she was wonderful. She did a great job. Cliff's intro video was pre-recorded, as you guys know, and it was amazing. So shout out to Cliff
and Lauren. Thank you, Lauren.
And his co-star. So yeah, that was amazing. You told me she's an actress naturally, right?
Yeah, she's an actress. She actually, so she does a lot of local theater. And when she was younger, she did a show with Mark Ruffalo. So
Mark Ruffalo.
Yes, the Mark Ruffalo. So I was like, so what was it like? She's like, oh, like I didn't spend much time on set. She goes, but he was wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
That's amazing, man. She got to work with Ruffalo, and then you got to work with her. So technically, you're. I told you.
Yeah, it's 7. Listen. I also got to I also got to use my dirty eye vision on Jared Leto. So like, I got all sorts of things happening.
Yeah, I before we continue to say goodbye to everybody, this is another big point that Lefteros brings out is like John Tyler Christopher, who he loves and he buys his work. He did that Daredevil one that we were talking about earlier in the show for New York Comic Con, and it sold out. Many paid extra coin on the aftermarket in order to secure a copy, and then months later he offered it on his site again. That is another example of fucking nonsense that could take place within, But
the thing is, every one of these comics, right? Marvel and DC, you and IDW and whoever else is still left out there, but they usually bang you for a minimum of 4,000 copies, right? Yeah. So for you to go, oh, there's only 200. I'm like, right, but did you burn the rest? Jay says you're the best. Thank you, sir. Christina, I love you.
There you go. So Cliff saying his goodbyes. I saw JSS already took care of business, but let's remind the people. Cliff, where can they find you?
You can find me over on the Council of Comics with my local buddies as we argue about everything, and it's a good time. But more importantly, you can find me at Cliff on Comics, where I've got Comics and Coffee with Cliff, Comics and Company with Cliff, Comics and Cocktails with Cliff, and it's a good time. Comics and Company and Cocktails are basically the same show, except some people drink and some people don't. That's okay. We're going to make it work. I'm drinking this Friday night. I don't know where. I'm supposed to be at a con in Connecticut, but also I'm supposed to be doing a Friday night show. I'm going to make it work. I'm going to figure that out.
You do it.
It's going to happen. So yeah, I mean, just, you know, again, regardless of how passionately opinionated I am, we are keeping this hobby alive. All right. Because we're out here, because we're talking about it, because we're engaging in it. We're having a great time. All right. Let's do that. Also, Thursday night, Council of Comics. It's fill in the blanks with C Bizzle and Green Shirt Guy. I am the co-host that night. So come join us as we talk crap about Ultimate Spider-Man, and they draw Ultimate Spider-Man. It's going to be great.
That sounds fun, man. But yeah, Cliff never Cliff never sleeps. He's always doing content. So
I sleep.
I don't know about that, man. I every time I open YouTube, you're live on someone's channel. So let's be real. The real reason why Cliff has not been on in 6 months is because he never had the time for me. That's what happened, guys.
We will check the DMs. We will check the DMs.
No, don't expose me. But but yeah, guys, before we go, I just want to remind everybody, of course, next week is actually Easter weekend, whether you're, you know, Catholic or you're Greek, you're celebrating Easter next weekend. So I'm unsure if I will be able to go live at 9 p.m. Eastern time, all depending on how things play out with the family. It's also WrestleMania, guys. So it's looking less than likely.
Oh, no. Family, food, and WrestleMania? That's it. Next Sunday's canceled for everybody.
Yeah, but if that is the case, I might put together a pre-record with whoever's willing to hop on with me and do a pre-record. So feel free. Hit me up. As I explained to Cliff, I'm not the best at reaching out, but if you want to hop on, you're more than welcome to. And
you got to stay on top of those DMs with this one.
Yes, I'm terrible. I'm horrible. Like, if I show you guys my DMs, man, my family thinks I hate them because my own Facebook, I don't answer them. But anyways, I do want to remind everybody, big giveaway taking place this month. So Transformers 13 in a CGC 99 is being given away, but alongside that, a very special guest is going to be joining me to give away these books. I'm not going to reveal who. I won't reveal when. We will never know up until the moment it takes place. So keep an eye out. And there's going to be more stuff added to this for the giveaways. So not one, not two, not three, but a little inside scoop. 4 giveaways are taking place on one night. So as if this wasn't enough, that's what you have the chance to win. Guys, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, do all that fun jazz. Comment below, yo. Let me know what you guys think about the discussions we had tonight, whether it be FOC, the market, or even these C2E2 things, the cons, the 350 books that were available. Tuesday night, don't forget, Covrprice goes live at 9 p.m. Eastern time, bringing you the top 10. And on Thursday, I'll be hosting the Shaker Show with the crew, 9 p.m. Eastern time as well. So I will see you guys on the flip side. Have yourselves a great week. If I don't go live next week, have yourselves a great Easter. Enjoy time with your family. Enjoy the food, festivities, all of that fun stuff. Cliff, I will see you backstage. Everyone else, have yourselves a great week. Love you. Adios.